in Westport.
Sure, it's great. Can I share this now?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll go and find this now and share this. Deadly. Oh, there we are. Okay.
Can you see us?
I can. I just share it now. Lovely. Cool. That's
right.
us.
We're up and running, are we?
Yeah.
Okay, so Writer's Block episode 4, although it could be considered 3.5, I suppose, because with some problems last week when we had Miles on. So to everybody out there that's watching this back, we will be revisiting the interview with Miles, I think, sometime around the 22nd of March. So we're looking forward to that. But tonight is all about my favorite female artist. And luckily or coincidentally, Rebecca here comes from where?
From Westport.
In the county of?
In the County Mayo.
Yeah, exactly. So we're blessed up here. We really are in the west of Ireland with brilliant musicians, technicians, songwriters. But I wanted to celebrate International Women's Day, which is on next Monday, by bringing Rebecca in to talk to us. So, Rebecca, if you don't mind, just for the people on here that maybe haven't seen you before or don't know about you, can you just tell us a little bit about your journey so far in music, please?
Of course. First of all, thanks a million for having me, Brendan. It's great to see you, even through a screen. You know, hopefully we'll be back doing what we do best soon. So hi everyone. My name is Rebecca McRedmond. I'm a singer-songwriter from Westport in County Mayo, and from anyone who's tuning in from abroad, that's in Ireland on the west coast. And I started singing and writing music just over 2 years ago. And I suppose I started gigging maybe about 12 months after that. So I was about a year into it when COVID hit, and it kind of knocked my confidence away from me. So I hope we can get up and running again and get that back, because it was really starting to get fun. As I'm sure you miss it too, Brendan, don't you?
Desperately, Rebecca. I mean, I would. I always say I'm not in this music gig for the money. Never have been. That's not something that motivates me. But
what money? We don't make money.
Exactly. But, the contact with the live audience is a very special thing. And I don't know. I had a really hopeful kind of month last June. Do you remember you came up here with Neve O'Donnell and we did a live gig here?
Yeah.
And all the talk was that we were going to be back out there within a couple of weeks or months.
We had a band for him that day. Yeah, it was amazing.
And it didn't happen. So it is a bit depressing, let's be honest about it. But I suppose what I've done with my time is writing again, you know, getting ready for maybe the next version of myself.
Exactly.
But you did something a bit more than that. You didn't just write, you released as well. And I suppose this is the writer's block. It's all about writing. What I want to talk to you about to start off with is that song, The Thorn and the Rose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to know the motivation behind it, but there's a line in there that, you know, when I'm a guy that writes first and then I put the music to it. You know that already, I think. But I'm always looking for the clever lines and something that I could maybe pull at or kind of use for my own stuff. And you have a line in that song, you tie knots and I tie bows. And I just think it's the most perfect line in a song that tells the whole story. Do you know, just in that line, it tells the whole story of the song. And I'm just wondering, did you steal that or did you...
I did not. I have never stolen anything in my life. It's completely mine. You can't have it. It's mine.
Come on, I'll rent it off you.
No, it just came. I like rhyming to an extent. You know, I like clever rhyming. You know, I don't like nursery rhyming. I don't do it that way. I do it with words to fit in, and it just fitted in lovely with the, you know, the theme of the song, the thorn and the rose, and the kind of whole thing around it is that the thorn is like, it's a thorn, but it's on the most beautiful thing, which is a rose, you know, and it's like you have to take the good with the bad. And you tie knots where I tie bows was just, you know, somebody tied knots where I tied bows, you know, and that was it.
I really do, like, you know, certain lines, like I said, will stand out to me. That one, whenever I play that song an awful lot on Spotify when I'm driving, all that kind of stuff. I think it's a beautiful piece of work, and I think I didn't share that one. I shared Hush last night, but I'm going to, after this, share out that on my profile as well. I think that everybody needs to get that song and really get into it. But I'm just wondering then, as you said, you came a bit late to live performing and gigging and all that. And in fairness, you lit a trail behind you in 12 months. I wish I could have done the same. You were on Hot Press Live. You were in the magazine. You actually toured with one of my favorite famous musicians, Monday. Can you tell us about that? How did that happen, Rebecca?
That was mad. So just before I started writing and singing, I was working in music promotion. I was helping a friend of mine set up this monthly singer-songwriter event, in Mayo. And it gave me the opportunity to kind of see real live music, homegrown emotion in such a wonderful setting that like anyone who came into that gig left a different person, and I was like, I want to bring some of this somewhere and just let it fly, So what happened was I started going to gigs. It was my thing, like once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks. I was like, I'm going to go to a gig. I'm going to go to Galway, and it's all going to be original music. And then September, I think it was September, so a year ago, and Monday was doing a gig in the Blackgate in Galway, which is one of the most beautiful, intimate venues. It only holds about 30 people. And I was like, Monday is amazing. I love him. He's live. We're going to be in a small little box room. Chances of me getting to meet him are like up there, And of course, I sat like right in front of him for the whole gig. I was like, oh my God, you're amazing. Singing all his songs. I was like, and we were really getting into it because he loves buzzing off the audience. So anyway, after the gig, Monday is selling CDs and signing, and I said, oh my God, that was amazing, I love you. And I was like, I was like, that was just, and told him I loved him and everything. And he was laughing and he goes, are you a singer? Are you a songwriter? What's the crack? Where are you from? And I said, I kind of have a few songs, I'm doing a few gigs, I'm just getting to grips with it. And I said, your music has been a massive influence, and can't wait to see you again. And he goes, that's deadly. He goes, let's do a gig. He's like, let's do a gig. So I was like to my friends, he said, let's do a gig. And they were like, sure.
Yeah, right.
Says that to everyone, like, what are you on about? And I was like, no, he said, let's do a gig. I was so, I'm so new to it. I was like, no, what he says is the truth. I've learned since that people say things and they don't mean them. And, this happens a lot in life. Yeah. But, so what happened was then after that, we kind of kept in contact or whatever. And he was doing a gig in London, and there was an open call for a gig to London. But what had happened was he told me to send him on my music. And I used to send him on a couple of videos and stuff like that. So I happened to send him one around the time that he was doing a gig in London, and he was looking for a support. And I said, here you go. I told you I'd send you some music and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, what's your mobile number? Rang me, was on the phone to Monday. How are you? What's the crack? And we were doing London like a couple of days later. And it was so rock and roll because I have 2 children. So the gig was on like a Saturday. So, Saturday morning, I flew out from Knock and I was home again the Sunday morning. Like it was 24 hours, boom, back for school Monday, nuts. And it was the start of my rock and roll kind of, this is it, you're going to do this. And it was so fun. And I love him, and he's been great, he really has. So
it really is, it's like fairy tale stuff, isn't it, Rebecca? But I'm just laughing. The last time that I played a gig over in the so-called Great Britain, I was in Edinburgh, and it took me 5 days to get home. So,
well, you obviously got looser, straps than I had at the time, and
I also had
understanding spouse. Hi, Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie actually sent up a message there a few minutes ago. I had it on the screen saying how beautiful you're looking tonight, and you are, Rebecca. play to you. I also see at the bottom here we've got Kathy Carter, our mutual friend, the goddess of Liverpool.
I can see them here actually. That's cool. They're just coming up now. Hi, Kathy. Deadly.
Ian O'Riordan. We've got Claudia, my good friend from Austria. Maybe Claudia could get you a gig over in Vienna maybe sometime, you know? You never know.
Oh, amazing. When I do the tour.
What you might do is give Monday a ring when we're finished and say there's a fella in Ballina wants to have a chat with you, you know? You might come on here some night. You never know. But anyway.
We'll organise something.
There's a very important message here now as well. The most important of all. So that's my mammy. She's just saying.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So look, we're here to talk about writing predominantly and your story, Rebecca, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too invasive here, but obviously you put out the brilliant Hush not so long ago. A fantastic piece of writing, a story that certainly not from a mother's but from a father's side I've experienced. And I honestly feel that the honesty in that song and the truth, you know, and the wearing it on your sleeve is something to be commended. Would it be okay for you to maybe just tell people about writing that song? Not necessarily what happened, but whatever you want to tell us.
Of course, yeah, of course. So when I started writing, you know, just over 2 years ago, Hush was the first song that I wrote, and you know, music, stuff like that, you know, my music especially, it comes from a place of emotion, you know, and maybe pain, and you know, some of the greatest love songs ever are from someone who was on the floor, heartbroken, and just, you know, so Hush came from a place of heartbreak and pain, I guess, and I just had words in my head that I needed to get out, and I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And you know, it was actually a good couple of months after kind of that I had suffered a miscarriage, you know, and I still wasn't through it. I was like, oh my God, I'm going mental. I was up, I was down, everything was just crazy. And I started to write this song, and I was like, oh my God, you know, I started to heal. You know, I started to, I didn't play the guitar really at the time or anything, and I had 4 chords that I remembered since I had picked up the guitar when I was a teenager, and they were the 4 chords that are the Hush song, you know. And I played the song every day for weeks and weeks and months, and then I decided to set up a Facebook music page. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna put this song. I'm gonna do this, and I found out that you know, those little moments when you're vulnerable and when you're brave, they mean something so much to certain people, because the feedback that I got about that song took everything away from what I was feeling, and it connected me with so many people who had gone through the same thing, you know.
Yeah. Can I ask you then, Rebecca, like on some other, excuse me, some writing and performing I've done, I'd have a similar experience of having a story that I really can't talk about or don't want to talk about, and yet I could get up in front of 400 people and sing the story.
Yeah.
Did you find the same thing when you played that the first time live?
Oh no, I mean, for certain songs, some of my other songs, yes, but for that song in particular, that was always very delicate. And I found no matter how much I prepared myself for getting on stage and singing it, there'd be a certain line or a certain word, and I'd go, my heart would skip a beat, and I'd go, oh my God, because no matter what you do, if you feel in any way, it's, you know, you're gonna have a moment like that on stage where you revisit the memory that you've written into the song, you know. So that song does it for me every time. I've goosebumps now actually talking about it, you know.
So do I, to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually I feel is it the warmth or the emotion or the rawness of how that still feels for you just by listening to you talk?
I don't know. So many people have said thank you you know, and I'm like, you don't need to thank me, but they're like, thank you for giving, you know, our babies a voice, because people just think they're gone and they're gone, but they're, you know, all that emotion is wrapped up in your everyday and when you go about your business and everything. So it has become a very prominent song with everything that's happening, I guess, in Ireland with the discovery of the two babies and everything like that. So on a global reach also, but it's more at home here that it's obviously hitting a lot more people in that, you know.
Okay, so like we were talking about lockdown and the journey or whatever, you know, that we've had sitting doing a world tour of our houses and our living rooms and all that kind of stuff. So while I've been busy trying to
You're mighty. Oh my God.
I've been busy just keeping myself busy. You actually went off and learned how to play the piano, didn't you?
I did for the crack, yeah. I broke my hand and I sat down and learned the piano.
Just so everybody here is clear, Rebecca broke her hand. She wasn't punching the wall or anything. Broke her hand and decided to learn the piano with a broken hand. Do you do Hush on the piano?
I haven't. I mean, I know it, but I haven't actually.
No, I just think it's a great thing that you've actually taken the time that you had, the downtime, and used it. Kathy's after coming back saying, "Hey, there's a little wave there, so we can give Kathy a wave over in Liverpool."
Hello, Kathy, darling.
Everton are playing at the moment. I think Liverpool are on at 8:15, and then I'm on tonight on the Liverpool Irish Centre after I finish here. So it's very much a Liverpool thing tonight for us. So yeah, myself and Rebecca are going to be doing a world tour of Liverpool, hopefully sometime as well.
World tour Liverpool.
Can't wait. Oh, if you saw Liverpool and the amount of music venues, it would actually take you a month to do it. It's an amazing place. So Kathy,
I'd love to go. It's one of the places now I haven't been to, and I've got family there too. So I'd love to.
You have to do that. We have another comment here from my very good friend Aidan Sweeney, the best publican in the world, no doubt about it. He says he'd be able to pack a house out tonight singing if they knew a pint or two was to be got, you know. Or just want to be nice now, Aidan, you know. Anyway, Rebecca, would you give us maybe a verse and a chorus of something on that piano? I think you're sitting behind the piano right now, are you?
I'm sitting in front of the piano. I haven't like.
Not behind it. Sorry, yeah, of course.
It's here. It's right here.
I'm not sure what the sound is going to be like here for the streaming of the music. Obviously, the chat is a bit better, but
I can do a verse of Hush if you want.
That'd be lovely if you could. I'd really
if you like, because I have to be afraid now I'd mess it up.
You know what? There's no pressure here, and the audience, definitely the people that I've got coming in.
The audience can talk back, so you know, just pretend like it's just.
I can't hear you, but no, they're very forgiving. In fairness, we've got Anne Campbell there saying, "Oh my God," and you still play, like, you know, with one hand. And who's this? This is Joanna Carter.
That's my cousin over in England. Hi, Joe. How are you?
So is it possible that Joanna's a cousin of Kathy Carter, and then you're related to Kathy?
I don't think so. But, you know,
right, hi, Joanna.
Very Irish of you, like to
Well, you know, we like to be related to everybody if we can. It's very important to us. So yeah, give us a verse there, and let's see.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the brilliant Rebecca McRedmond, and this is her brilliant original song, Hush. Thank you.
It's in the right key. Fly, little baby, all up in the sky. Don't go below my feet. Just spread your wings and fly. Can you miss a memory that's frozen in time? What is grief and love cold? 'Cause it's bottled in my mind. This heart aches of sadness, and this heart beats a dream. I close my eyes and realize you're not coming back to me. sweating because I'm gonna mess it up. I made 2 little hiccups and I was going, oh no.
No, that was Rebecca. That was just, you know, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think the more personal and the more honest a song is, sometimes the harder it is to
I
deliver.
even started to get pure emotional doing it. I was like, oh no, keep it together, you know.
I know. So, in fairness, Rebecca, it's not all about one song for you. And you've got a great range in style and also in diction in terms of the way you deliver the 4-line verse, or it might be a 6-line kind of prose or whatever. You know, a sonnet. It's just you've got a variation in your style of writing. I tend to be a bit more kind of mono, just pretty much the same kind of routine. And I do love that about your music too. The day that you came up and played here with myself and Neve, and you kindly signed a CD for me, which I still have, Pride of Place. Now I love it.
You want to that? You know, that's memorabilia right there.
That's for eBay. That's for eBay. After you crack Wembley Stadium, I'm gonna get rich on that one. But no, in that album, like it was your first attempt. Was it really putting a structured record together? What's your favorite song in there?
What's my favorite song that I've written?
Well, off that album, because the EP.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite because they all. I love the way they all connect, and you can have so much fun with separate ways with the crowd. You know, you can get everybody involved. There's a story behind everything. So I suppose that's the most fun to play, you know, at a gig, and everybody sings back with you. And Paper Cups and Straws then is kind of like, it's another one of those intimate pulls on the heart, you know. So I love the uppity songs, you know. I like getting a room going and stuff like that. But I don't particularly have a favorite, not yet.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just wondering, I think there's real value in them songs, Rebecca, and obviously on your Spotify at the moment, you've got Hush, Thorn in the Rose, Rose in the Thorn, sorry. And that wonderful Christmas song that we'll talk about in a minute as well. I'm just wondering, are you planning to upload the other stuff and get it out there to people?
Well, what happened was I was recording the album, as you know, and it's quite expensive to record an album, so I'm going a song at a time, you know. And you know, realistically, I don't know if anyone knows this, but it can cost you anywhere from 15 to 20 grand to make an album, and it's just outrageous money. So I'm going a song at a time, and then lockdown kicks in, and I have one song recorded off the album, one. And I have another one that's recorded, but it's not finished. And I was like, what am I going to do? Lockdown is in. Everybody's going to forget about me because I was just kind of up and coming. So I was like, I'm going to release this song. So I released it, and nothing mad happened, because nothing mad happens with your first release, but it was there so that if anybody wanted to look me up, boom, it kind of came up on Spotify. So it was great. You know, it was really, really good. And then you were talking about the Christmas song. There was the next release, and that was by complete accident. I was sitting down on a Tuesday. I think it was like something mad, like the 14th of December, the middle, smack bang, middle of Christmas. Everyone's got their Christmas songs out, and Rebecca comes along and writes this song, sent it to my producer, and I was like, what do you think? And he goes, you know, that's really, really nice, you know. And I said, what are the chances of like recording this just for me, for my family? My brothers are out in Australia. I'd love to send it to them. It'd be great. So went into the studio. That was a Tuesday. Went in on a Saturday that week, and maybe it was before the 14th of December. The 14th must have been the release date. So a week before was when I wrote it. Went into the studio, recorded it on a Saturday. I released it the next day, and I was like, you know, it became such a huge. It was on Galway Bay. It was on Dublin City. It was one of those songs that just had another reach, a global kind of reach to it. So then I had 2 songs on Spotify, and I hadn't planned on putting any up before the album, but there was so much, you know, going on in the media to the forefront with the Tune babies and the, you know, all those little babies that were just somewhere underground in Tuam, and all these parents grieving constantly, and it was in the media, and I thought, I feel like people need this song. I feel like I'm ready to share it. And that's what happened with that song. It was released, and I'm so glad I released it, I really am. So it's there for anyone that needs it. And the most emotional part of releasing that song, obviously it brought back everything for me, which I didn't expect, because I thought I was through it. But the messages I've received from women and men, fathers of children, and there was a couple of people that have said, this song is being played at my child's funeral next week. And I'm going, oh my God, my heart is just breaking, for these women. But that's what music is all about,
Well, it is, and it's for everyone. Just never forget. Never forget.
I'd like to bring a happy song next. I'm ready for the anthem, the summer George Ezra, anthem or something.
Well, do you know what? You might write a song about vaccines that they actually worked and they got us back into the pubs. That'd be nice. But
it'd be great.
You want to give us another tune there? Maybe something a little bit more upbeat. You were talking about your breakup song there that I love.
Separate Ways.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of comedy in it as well as a bit of a story, and it's the woman in the relationship actually being strong enough to say what you say. I think it's.
I'll tell you the crack with this in a nutshell in under 60 seconds, right?
Okay.
So I wrote this song as a hint because I was like so like done with what I was in at the time. I was like, I'm ready to get out of here, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't have the Líróidí, as we say in Ascalia. Yes. And I wrote it, and I was like, this is actually kind of catchy. So I had a bit of crack playing it, and then I played it for said person I had kind of wrote it about, and he was like, geez, that's a really good song. I really, really like that. And I was going,
didn't get it.
Do you like it? Do you get it? I was kind of going, and I tell this story at all the gigs, and it's great crack because when you get to the chorus and you're singing the chorus, for me, I was looking at the person going, hello, do you not get this or whatever?
Well, you were saying bye-bye more than hello.
Yeah, so I have a few friends who love this song at gigs, and they're just like, play the one about when you break up with your man, and then they're looking at their wife going, this is your song, listen to this, listen to the, and there's such crack about it, so I don't know if you can see, sure, you don't even need to see the guitar anyway, it's grand. So this is Separate Ways, and it's a bit of crack. Am I playing the whole thing?
Whatever you want.
Why can't you look at me the way that they do? Everything I ever had, I gave it all to you. Was too good at forgiving and letting things go. I've been mistreated and decided I won't go. I think it's time we go our separate ways. I love you, but I just don't want to stay, right? If we get too comfortable, cause I live it with regret. Never try to spread your wings, you stay that way instead. And anytime I'd ask you if you'd like to take me out, you would shrug your shoulders at the thought of sitting back on the couch on the night. I think it's time we go our separate ways. I love you, but I just don't want to stay. Now, now. There is a middle eighth there and another chorus, but I'll leave you guessing. You'll have to go and download the song now to hear the rest of it.
I was going to say, let them go and buy it now, and we'll get the end of it. See Joanna coming in there. This song is brilliant, very current for me. Oh, Joanne, I'm either sorry about that or I'm very happy for you. I'm not sure which. Amazing, well done. So yeah.
I haven't been singing in so long either, you know, so it'll be nice to get back into it. Hopefully we'll do some gigs soon.
Oh God, I hope so. I'd love to tear into Westport now. I probably wouldn't be able to tear out of it again after a night there, but it's one of the...
you go for 5 nights, I go for 24 hours, you go for 5 nights. Sure. For a week, you'd be gone for a year.
At least we've got somewhere to stay in Westport now, you know, so... Come here, Keith is in there. Keith did this 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago with me. Keith Eastwood up in Dublin. Really, really good song, Rebecca. Nice one. It's nice to hear other writers coming back complimenting the writing, and I think that's what Keith is talking about.
Thank you. Thank you.
They're nice people here. Claudia over there in Austria is just saying, I really love that song. So I think that anybody that hears that song loves it, to be honest with you. So go on, sorry.
No, it's good. It's good fun, you know. It's talking about when I first released that song, my mum was like, "You can't sing that. You can't," you know. And I was like, "Watch me," you know.
Watch me is right, and a blaze of glory. I see your sister Sarah's in here as well. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
How are you doing? I haven't met Sarah yet, but I've seen her commenting on your stuff. And all that, so.
I think I'm cracked.
Does Sarah play? Does she write any of that stuff?
Sarah's a fantastic singer as well. She doesn't play any instruments, but she's an amazing singer as well. Yeah, it was a lot of talent in our family. My brothers sing as well. Dad sings, so you know, I was the only one who kind of ventured out of the comfort zone. But they're all amazing. They're amazing.
Any chance of maybe you dragging them with you sometime next time you're together, Christmas?
Yeah,
do a video. Let's hear them. You know.
Yeah, that's the plan. When there is a gig, you know, I'm going to be like to my sister, to my dad, I'm like, now for my next act, and just catch them completely off guard.
Brilliant. Good stuff, good stuff. Joanna has another message here for you, actually. What is this? You can read that yourself.
Oh, Lainey says, hi, Lainey, darling. Oh, my little cousin.
Oh. Where are they in England?
They're over in England, in London.
London.
Yeah, I think it's London. Yeah. So.
Okay, so you've just found another fan for life here in what you call it, my mate over in America, Kyle Clark. I haven't met Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. Sorry, Carl.
Rebecca, you are awesome. Kyle, there's 2 C's in Rebecca. Let's just make sure we get the detail right the next time, you know.
Okay.
And Gaz Smith is wondering, and I was wondering the same thing, Gaz, so thank you. Is that song lyrics that you have in the background on your wall? Is that your...
Yeah, so believe it or not, right, this wall is untouched since almost 2 years ago when I started writing, you know. We've got, it goes up and it goes on. So I've got about, I don't know, maybe 3 records. They're kind of ready to rock, but they're all just, you know.
This is what I use, Rebecca. It's called a book. It's a very handy thing. It's where you can bring them all together and you can put them in your bag, and you know.
I know. I just wanted to look cool, so I got a load of paper and I got the kids to write some stories on them and threw them up.
Do you know what? I love that. That's really good. Tell us about your kids. You have 2 boys, right?
2 boys, yeah. They are nearly 6 and the other guy is 7, and they're great budding little singers as well, you know. So very excited for them to get going and start playing instruments and stuff. They're great. They're amazing.
I think I saw one of them on a video in your car, did I, a couple of months ago?
You could have done, that might be one with Callum. Yeah. Callum, usually you'll see Caden out front of house because he's like, you know, take my picture, Mom, and he's there. And Callum is the shyer one. Callum is autistic, so when I get him doing something that's musical or something, or even if he smiles for the camera, it's amazing, you know. It's amazing. So that little video on the car was totally unplanned. I was kind of like videoing him, like it was just lovely to see.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I've got two, a niece and a nephew that are also suffering from autism, and I know that there's moments of light that you can catch, and it's fantastic.
So special, yeah, so special. It makes you just appreciate everything so much more, you know.
Of course. I just want to say hello to all the Farrells up in Charlestown on the back of that. You know, they're a great family.
Hello, all the Farrells.
Hello, all the Farrells, and hello, all the... What's your sister's surname?
So Flanagan.
Flanagan, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, I get it. Sorry, I'm just a bit kind of brain dead.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, look at this. Kyle has sent a very heartfelt apology. He's got the 2 C's in there now, so I'm just playing with you, Kyle. Don't worry about it. I'm sure Rebecca doesn't mind either. Gaz Smith is also saying, get in there, Rebecca, absolute superstar. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Yeah, you've got the potential, Rebecca, given the fact that the likes of the Hot Press and the Galway Bay and the Mondays and all these people kind of have your ear. You've got a real chance, I believe, to absolutely drive this home when things get back to normal. So, I'm right behind you on that. And anything you release, I'll be buying. Anybody who's watching this, I just want to point out that, to Rebecca's point, the cost to produce music, it's not just sitting on your couch like we do, writing and putting it together. When you actually release it, it does come at an
You're
expense.
like car insurance or a new song.
Well, I'm more like food for the kids, or a new song. But
I'm on about car insurance for the year.
I know. But sure, look, you have to have the crack too. So come here. Obviously, as a writer, I'm presuming you're like me. You're always kind of noticing things, and right, I must write about that. I must take a note. I must put that line down. Do you have any plans looking forward, or are you just waiting to get released from lockdown before you start creating again, or what's the story?
No, I mean, I'm always doing bits and pieces. There could be days where I don't do any music, and I'm so, engrossed with the kids and what's going on. And I have a big family too around me, so we're always kind of trying to make sure everybody is okay in that. But when I write a song, usually it kind of just, it comes and it's there and it's written and it's done. But lately, since lockdown, obviously my creative process is completely different. So I'll write a bit and I'll go, I must come back to that. So I have a load of half finished songs, to go back to. And it's only this week that for any other mommy and daddy out there whose children have just gone back to school, they'll be with me here, where they say it's the first kind of breath we've had since last year, so I'm going to use this time to obviously get my stuff in order and more songs and that, because there's always something to write about, always.
Well, just on that, Rebecca, like something like my brain is going 100 miles an hour all the time, and I'm always observing. And what I've noticed a lot about yourself and about your content, right? Your inspiration's very much about personal experiences. I would say to the forefront. But yes, when I follow you on actually have a look at Instagram for Rebecca McRedmond, and is it Rebecca McRedmond Music on Facebook?
That's the same, same on both platforms,
So what I've noticed, obviously you live in the second most beautiful place in the world after North Mayo, but you spend an awful lot of time outdoors. You actually you jump into the water, you climb the mountains, and I haven't really. No, I haven't seen you writing anything about where you're from in terms of the nature, or the beautiful Westport and the area around there. Have you ever done anything like that you've kind of kept to yourself, or if not, why?
In the beginning, I joined a folk club, and it was called the Clare Island Folk Club, or something like that. So I remember going, "Geez, it'd be cool. I must put Clare Island into a song." So I wrote a song about being a strong woman, kind of out on Clare Island, and I have that tucked away. But I wouldn't be massive like for writing songs about places or things like that, because I just don't know how, and I suppose I kind of learned how to write my own songs myself, and when I get a little bit more experienced with them, I suppose I'll be able to write about other things. If that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, look, you've got the rest of your life to write whatever you want, and that's the great thing about writing. You don't have a timeline, you don't have an agenda. It just, when it comes, it will come. There's no doubt about it. No, I just I really like the fact that with your two boys, you're real outside, where you can be. I think you're one that will just, if the sun is shining right in the car, go. Like,
massively, yeah. I love to. I mean, when lockdown lifts, we'll just be going for a drive. We'll just keep driving, keep on driving.
You might come up here and collect that tuner. I still have it since
June. It's so funny. I knew you'd bring it up, and I must have your one, because I was like, where did this come from? Is that yours?
That could be. It's a bit too small for me, but
and this one is crap, by the way.
It's probably Neve's, so it's not mine at all. Actually, it could be Neve's off the fiddle.
You've got the good one. You've got the really good one.
Yeah, it is very good. I'm using it all the time now, so I am.
Consider it a parting gift. I'll reclaim it.
Oh, you'll be back. We will catch up in person sometime soon. I really hope that.
We will. But just on what you were saying there about the songs and kind of, writing about things, I just find myself, I'm a very emotional person, when it comes to things. I'm a thinker, and I guess any song I've written, it's come from, as you said, a place of emotion and things like that. But I do have happy songs too. They just took a little bit longer to get out of me, that's all. But they are there.
In fairness, Rebecca, we're Irish, and we like nothing better than a good moan and a good cry and a good wake if we can get our hands on one of them as well. So and that's all with a pinch of salt. Obviously, I jest, but no. Sometimes the worst of stories can drive the best of writing and creativity, and it's the same in art. I suppose you look at the likes of Van Gogh and the tragic life he led and cutting off his own ear, and it inspired.
Brendan, he was nuts.
Are you saying you're not?
It's a very, very calm, very, I tick all the boxes for sanity, absolutely.
It's a fine line, Rebecca. It's a fine line. Do you ever talk to yourself, sing to yourself?
No, Brendan, no. You're trying to make me out to be something I'm not now. Stop that.
No, I know now. I'm telling the truth here. Anyway, come here. What's Joanna saying? Nothing wrong. What? Let me see. Nothing wrong with getting emotions out in the song. Joanna, absolutely. That's what I think
that's
Madonna.
What we all say.
Yeah.
That's what we all say. That's another one.
That's what they all say, exactly. We might get a bit of that out of you now before we finish. I remember in 1985, you probably weren't even born then, but Live Aid was on. I was only about I was only about 3, But Madonna came on and she sung a song called Love Makes the World Go Round. I remember clearly. I was just blown away by it. I think it was Madonna. Actually, could have been somebody else. But anyway, I remember the song. And this is one strength of words in a song. And I've often sat down writing my own song, original stuff, and next thing, Love Makes the World Go Round. It comes into my head. Do you have any songs that kind of interfere with your process, your favorite songs, or just something you remember?
Oh, well, I have songs that have shaped my songwriting, absolutely. I mean, I still remember 15 years of age, getting on a plane to London to visit relatives, and I stopped in the music store in, Gatwick on the way back, and I picked up a CD called Acoustic Hits, and there's 2 songs that absolutely stuck with me my whole life. One is by Narina Pallet. It's called Idaho, and the other one is by Mark Geary, who is, very good friend of mine, and it's called Ginger Man. And those 2 songs were massive when it actually came to me songwriting, because I went back to my favorite songs. But there's songs by every single artist that I like. There is songs that I will just listen to on repeat on certain days, as everybody will, But
I remember Ginger Man came on the radio one day when I was in the car. It's one of them songs that should be played an awful lot more than it is. It's fantastic. But one of my kids, little girl sitting in the back seat, asked, "Daddy, why is he singing about cakes?" She just heard the word Ginger Man and that was it. But that's a wonderful song. So Mark you've
Mark is one of my best pals. Yeah. So when I started doing the music, he was a massive influence, even on my guitar playing and everything. Like it's great to have somebody that you can go to and kind of go, does this sound okay? What do you think? And he's just a great advisor and everything. And his own stuff is just phenomenal. I mean, he's one of the best, if not the best.
And an all-round nice guy as well, I believe. I haven't met him, but I have seen him in action.
And you've Mundy, and you've Damien Dempsey, and you've Declan O'Rourke. You've that whole group, and Glenn Hansard. All those musicians from that era, they are just phenomenal. They really are, and their writing is just so. It's in there, and it's just it's wonderful. Really is lovely.
I'm going to ask you something hard here now.
Oh God!
It's not. I'm only messing. You don't know Falling Slowly.
I can't hear you there. What was that?
You're breaking up. You don't know Falling Slowly on the piano by any chance, yeah?
I don't know it on the guitar, but I don't know it on the piano.
Would you just give us the first verse and the chorus, nice and gentle, as he says, and just see? It's a song that I played on a live thing I did about a year ago, and I actually haven't sang it.
I played this the first time I met you. Do you know that when we did the live?
The Drive for Life.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll talk about that in a minute because we've got other plans as well. But
I haven't sung this in ages. God, I hope this comes out okay. Right, one verse and one chorus.
I'm awful excited about this.
I don't know you, but I want to all the more for that. Words fall through me, always pull me, and I can't react. Games that never amount to more than they're meant. Oh, Brendan, I messed it up. You ready? Take this sinking boat and point it home. We've still got time. Raise your hopeful voice. You have a choice. You've made it mine. That's what happens when you don't rehearse, kids. That's what happens.
That's what happens when you get put on the spot by a very nasty friend that's trying to catch you out. Rebecca, that was beautiful, and you're singing as ever. You've got a rinse tone in your voice that's very unique, So, no.
I love that song, actually. I really love that song. It's amazing.
It is amazing, and that's I suppose it's an example how one song, 10 minutes of writing, can change somebody's life. Obviously, Glenn won the Oscar for the best song from the musical after he got that out there. And he's
so lovely as well. Do you know that? Like when you see someone like him winning something like that, it's so deserved, It
is, but I actually met him after that. I've only met the guy once. He was actually on the street in Grafton Street in Dublin. He was busking. Yeah. And I was just taken by his genuine nature, You want
to hear a funny story? How I met him? Did I ever tell you how I met him?
No, I didn't hear that.
Okay, so Glenn he's just done like a massive tour for this Wild Willing, his album, and so bear in mind now, Glenn is best friends with one of my best friends, who's Mark. Okay, and I went to see him in, Vicar Street, and it was amazing. So I'm up in Kildare, and we're doing some music and all the rest. And Mark is like, we'll go out for a while. We've been in the house and blah 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 all day. And I said, sure, grand, yeah, no bother. And we went for a drive, and we arrived at this little place called Strawberry Hall. I don't know if you've ever heard of it in Dublin.
I've not been there now. No.
Path. And I was like, what are we doing here? This is a pub and I'm driving, I can't even have a drink. What are you doing to me? So we walked in and there's a little buzz about the place and I was like, this is lovely. And next thing, everyone was kind of chatting to Mark, how are you? And there's these two people sitting in front of me. I can see the back of their heads and I didn't know who they were. And Glenn Hansard turns around and Mark goes, this is Rebecca. Glenn, how are you? Big hug, kiss on the cheek. How are things? Do you want a drink? And do you know what he said to me? And it was the most bizarre thing ever. Because Mark goes, this is Rebecca. He goes, hiya, I'm Glenn. And he put out his hand. And I was like, no. It's like, I know who you are. I just paid like, 100 and whatever to see you in 2 different venues in the last couple of weeks. I'm like, you're here. Oh. So it was amazing. And we sat down and we had drinks and we played music, and it was the most amazing thing ever. But just to let you know, like, he is so sound. He's like, it's not even, there's no cover there. He's just pure sound, as I said, all that group of people are. So that was my starstruck moment. And I remember leaving the bar that night after having like a couple of Coca-Colas or whatever, and Glenn coming over and giving me a hug and going, see you later. And I was like, bye. I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh, I nearly killed Mark. I was like, what did you do?
You didn't get him to sign your arm so you could get it tattooed or anything?
No, because he's he's there. He's always around whenever I'm up that side of the country, and he's just lovely. Like, but I remember going, this is unbelievable, like to just to meet him. So yeah, we're buds.
It's one of them moments, it's just one of them moments.
Yeah.
My story's not as good as yours, but when my niece was 1, she was living at home in Killala. It was the year of the World Cup, 1990, and we live on a cul-de-sac up in Killala. It's the road down to the graveyard, but it runs parallel to the Ballycastle Road. And I was walking out with Sarah. I was 15, Sarah was 1, or maybe smaller. She was a baby. I was bringing her for a walk. And Jack Charlton drove up to my house, the gate, as I'm walking out. He rolled down the window. Sorry, son, is this the way to Ballycastle? I said, no, this is the way to the graveyard. He says, don't pull the piss, man. Where's Ballycastle? You're on the wrong road. This is actually the road to the graveyard. He didn't believe me, and he drove on. And then when he was coming back, he stopped and went, yeah, there's a graveyard down there, so thank you. And I stopped him. I had all the memorabilia in the house from World Cup Italia 90, and I ran in. I mean, can you stay there, please? He says, well, I'm in a bit of a hurry. And his wife, Jean, was in the car with him, and she says, John, I think she said, or Jack, I think she called him John. She says, can you just wait 2 minutes? Let the lad do what he's doing. So I ran out with all this gear to sign, and also my mother, my father, my sister, banged on the neighbours' doors. Jack Charlton's on the front road. And I was just starstruck.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with your story about the...
No, but before
it just reminded me of it. I know the feeling of, it's your man. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Yeah, amazing.
Do you see the comment there from Ivan? Ivan's from North Mayo as well. He has a ticket for the Frames in June, rescheduled from last summer.
Oh, wow.
I really hope that goes ahead. And actually, Keith, who is a dub, he's a Liberties man.
He knows the Strawberry Hall. What a ledge.
Yeah, so I must find that place and go and...
it's lovely. Well, you see, it's named, there's a band that play there, and they're called the Straw Hall House Band. And if you know Sharon Shannon, so another friend of mine, Jack Maher, he plays with Sharon Shannon's band. He's in that, and so the Strawberry Hall House Band, the Strawberry Hall, it's like a Monday thing to go in there. Monday night is just so if you're going, go on Monday.
Sure, we'll do it. We'll do it on our way to do the World Tour of Liverpool. We might stop there, Rebecca. Just to warm up with some coke.
I'll introduce you to my buds.
Absolutely. Well, look, I'm only going to keep you another 5 or 6 minutes now because I know your time is valuable and you've got your boys there, and I really appreciate you coming on now to do this.
It's been so fun.
It's nice to talk, but it's nice just to have a bit of, it's not personal contact, but have a chat with somebody that you've not spoken to for a while, and I really do appreciate that. Hopefully when we're finished on this. Obviously, it'll be streamed out. It's on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook. Share it up there on your page and let your friends that weren't available this evening come in and see it, because I think that they'll have a value in
Keith said great on a Monday. Keith, have I met you?
Look at this. Can you see that?
On a Monday, I was like, maybe I've met Keith in there. I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe not. Who knows? But I'm sure you'll catch up with him again at some stage. No, I'm just ready to close out, Rebecca. I'm wondering. Actually, there's one other thing I want to just mention here as well. So forgive me, this is the pluggy bit. But you mentioned that the first time that we actually spoke was online, live, in front of the world on last year's Drive for Life that myself and Colin King were doing. So we are doing that again. I know I sent you a message. We are doing that again. We're hopefully going to do the anniversary weekend. So again, it'll be in April, and it'll be a far better setup. Something like this with kind of professional looking. Last year it was kind of very ad hoc and on Zoom and Messenger and all that. But
it was great. It was great. Very well put together.
It was worthwhile. It's like we did get the money for almost 2 ventilators, $3,500 for Troker or something. We're doing it for the Samaritans this year, mental health in Ireland.
Amazing.
This year, if I'm doing anything to support charity, that's where I'm going. And I think the Samaritans are a wonderful organisation. So we've actually recorded a song, Harry Lawler, who you know from Billow Wood /
Farrell, yeah.
Harry. So Harry has kindly produced a song that I wrote, Darkness Back to Life. And we're going to do one of them videos where we overlay and people sing a line in a video and you put it all together like a montage. You know that kind of thing?
Oh my God, like We Are the World.
It's Band-Aid. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And I've got a very prime line for you if you'll be kind enough to come in and
deadly, absolutely.
People, and you know, if there's somebody then that you'd like to bring in, you've mentioned loads of names there. If you want to ask people, you've got free run of it. The more people we get to do this, the better.
You want me to ask Glenn? I can't. He's not really my bud. I lied.
Well, I was thinking more Mundy or Mark Geary or Christy Moore or Bono, but Glenn would do fine. Like if you know, I don't mind. Actually, to be honest with you, anybody at all, Rebecca. So if you think of somebody that might be interested, please do. The Samaritans is a wonderful organisation, and actually, out of all of the mental health support charities out there, I think they're the one that's kind of got forgotten about. You know, in fairness, Pieta House, a big drive on the Late Late Show where they got a couple of million and all that. So that's the motivation, and we'll talk more about that some other time about the night when we go live too. You're a legend, Rebecca. Let's be.
No, you're a legend.
You're a legend.
No, you're a legend.
Keep the same probably I did. Right, sorry. No, you're the best.
Oh, good. Thank you so much, Brendan, and for all you do for everyone, you know. And I mean, you're inspiring. I can't do the gigs like you do them on Facebook because I find it so hard sometimes, you know, and you're putting us all to shame with all your live gigs. And I'm going to tune in now for your next one this evening. So thank you so much. You know, you are, I don't think you realize how much of an inspiration you are. So
no, I'm not great
at
I'm not great at hearing stuff like that, to be honest with you, but thank you. I appreciate that.
No,
my granny always says, never leave a compliment behind. So appreciate that, Rebecca. Thank you. You're very kind. So everybody that is on here, all my friends, all my my 7 friends, you know, please head on to Spotify and find Rebecca on, you know, can you download the song for purchase anywhere?
I sound much better on Spotify than I did tonight, guys. Now, in fairness, I haven't been singing in a long time. And
well, you look better here, to be honest.
What did you say?
You look a lot better here than on Spotify.
Sure, stop. Sure, look at it's a page to do with makeup. But you know, it's on. My songs are on Spotify. They're on YouTube. They're on all platforms, iTunes and all that. So just Rebecca McRedmond, and I'll come up. You cannot not find me.
You cannot miss me. So what I was going to get to for the last question, Rebecca, really, like you said, I know you were doing great work with the live shows, and then maybe things were slowing you down a bit or whatever. I'm not sure what it was, but have you any plans to do a show anytime?
Lockdown is like never ending. Sorry, have I any plans for what? Sorry?
Just to do something live soon so that the people here can tune into you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, to be honest, you've just given me a little push now to kind of go, sure, you know, you're well able now. If you can sing a song and play the wrong chords there, and sure, you know, I'll be grand. No, I will. I'd love to do one now soon. So I will do my best to try and organize something, you know, for the next couple of weeks coming up.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm never too far from social media, so you'll see.
I do, Rebecca, but you might do me a favour when you're finished here, before you get into watch the Liverpool show, if you can, or even later on. You did one particular show last year that really struck me as just, you know, almost perfection. I don't know what the word is, not perfection, but just so visually, and the audio and all was perfect. It was the one you did in the dark in your back garden. Do you remember that one with the
the very first live ever. Oh my God. And I still cringe thinking about that. That's amazing that you just said that. Wow.
I know, that struck with me. Like, you know, we'd only got talking, and we were getting to know each other, and then I watched that. You know yourself, you wonder about people, what's the range, or did the real deal, you know, how did they get things over? 2 songs on it. Like two songs on a Zoom don't give you the full picture. And that night I felt that I got to know you very well just by your personality, by watching it. So do you mind if I dig back into your page and share that out sometime on my own?
Go for it. I mean, it's there. There's, you know, absolutely. Thank you. And you know, I what you see is what you get. That is who I am. It's who I always have been. And if people don't like, no, I'm only joking.
You can sing that song about you know.
No, I'm kidding. And I'm so grateful for music and for having gone on this path, because I never would have met, you know, you. I never would have met my other friends. And it's amazing. Anyone who's thinking about music, if you want to write a song, just do it. Just do it. You know.
That's the advice I always give on that, is that it doesn't have to be a song, it doesn't have to be a novel. But even if you've got one line in your head that you think that might work in a song sometime, just write it down. Leave it in the notebook beside your bed stand or whatever it is. Look at it for a year if you have to, but something else will come. And it's the best therapy, isn't it, Rebecca?
Yeah, the best thing I ever did was just opening up my life and going, here you go, there it is. Have a look at it.
Yeah, you know? Well, exactly. I think when everybody knows, then you've nothing to worry about. You know, you're not worrying about people knowing anymore. That's it. They know.
People deal with things differently, and I write it into songs, as do you. And you know, it's all for fun. It's great fun. And I think if it starts getting stressy or things like that, you know, you kind of take a step back. But thankfully now everything is still fun, and gigs are fun, and it's going to be fun when we get back out there. It's going to be great crack. Yeah.
You know, Rebecca, look, I just love you to bits. I think you're a fantastic person. I think that your music is an inspiration. I think the support you've given to women in that situation we spoke about earlier around Hush, it is, I said it on my post yesterday, it's inspirational stuff. So don't ever lose that or forget that. I'm just wondering, would you do a verse on the piano there for us, just any song at all, just to close out things? Is that all right?
Gosh. What to do on the piano as well. I have a little minion after joining me.
Okay.
Too. There's Caden.
Hiya.
Here's minion number 2. There's Callum and Caden. Would you like to sing a song with me? Everybody can see you on here now, you know. I think we should sing a song. They love Wagon Wheel.
Yeah.
But you're just one person.
No, but there's loads of people on here leaving comments. Do you know that?
There's
I might sing this wrong now. Yes, Caden. It's been a half an hour. I told them I've been half an hour. Yeah, okay. You can them now. I had told them that they couldn't have their iPads because I needed the full Wi-Fi. That's so funny. They'll hang you, won't they? Kids will just hang you.
Well, kids just tell the truth, and that's it. So the boys can have Mammy back now in 2 minutes. Okay.
What song would you like?
Well, you know that my favorite song of all time is Wagon Wheel, don't you?
I don't. Is it really?
No. Do you remember we did the live show that day, and I was going, I'm not doing Wagon Wheel. I'm not doing Wagon Wheel. And then we got about 10 requests for Wagon Wheel.
I won't do that one, so that's.
Oh, do it. Whatever you want. Yeah, do it.
I will not. You want a piano song? Okay. The only one that's I'm trying to think what's coming into my head now. I hate been put on the spot, Brendan. Oh. Yes, Caden. See, they're in the kitchen where your schoolwork is. Can you close the door, please? I'm so sorry. Okay. I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. That's all you're getting. I didn't do Wagon Wheel for you. I said I'll save that for the live gig.
Yeah, we'll do that again. All right. Well, look, I've taken up. I've taken enough of your time or your boys' Wi-Fi time.
Everybody's laughing in the comments. Oh my god.
Oh well, look, you can show the boys later. Keith was there, and Anne was there, and Claudia was there, and whatever. So yeah, that's a wrap. You're off the hook now, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
I'm so grateful for what you did there, and like I say, I think you're a star. So keep shining, will you?
I think you're a star too, and thank you so much.
No bother. I'm just going to click the end of stream button and get ready for Liverpool now.
Okay. See you soon. All right.
Chira, love. Chira.